Hello again and welcome to another video from the Marketing Study Guide. In this video I'm going to have a look at the relationship between two well-known models in marketing, the BCG Matrix and the product life cycle. They are highly interrelated and need to work together. My name is Jeff and I'm a long-term marketing lecturer and practitioner. Okay, so this is the BCG Matrix as you know it. We have the stars, question marks, cash cows and dogs down there. And I've got the point here that the connection between the product life cycle and what that tells us and the strategy advice of the BCG Matrix is interrelated, and you need to understand one to truly understand the strategic direction of the BCG Matrix. Okay, now I've just summarized this into what we probably already know. The matrix is a combination of market growth rate. This is going up. And then relative market share, so our market share relative to competition. So up here we have a high market growth rate and high relative market share, etc. I'm going to come back to this on the next slide, so I'll keep going. Now, let's overlay the various four phases of the product life cycle: growth, introduction, maturity, and decline. So up here, high growth, we have a high market growth rate for both stars and question marks. So growth is right at the top there of the BCG. Then I've got the introduction phase. Now introduction is growing. Okay, so that's ramping up 5, 10, 20% a year, and then eventually it accelerates into the high growth phase. So that's still quite positive. So it's in the star category, in the question mark category, probably at the lower end of the boxes. Then cash cows and dogs both have low market growth rates. So they're mature markets, pretty much. And we can also have decline stage here, which obviously would be a negative growth and would be right at the bottom of those boxes. So if we overlay that against the typical product lifecycle curve, stars and question marks always are going to be either introduction phase or growth phase. Cash cows and dogs are always going to be maturity and decline. There's no exceptions to that. That's how the models interact there. Let's look at the strategy component. Now, the strategy component comes back to what is possible in a growth market and what is not possible in a maturity market. So here I've got possible. A star can become a question mark, and a question mark can become a star. But down here, the transition from being a cash cow to a dog, or a dog becoming a cash cow, is not possible. The reason is what's happening in a growth market. Okay, so the only way markets grow most of the time, there's one exception, I'll talk about that in a second, but they bring in first-time customers. So the product life cycle, introduction and growth, is a new product category, so some sort of new product that people have not bought before. Essentially, at some point they've never heard of the product, then they become aware of it. We have innovators and early adopters coming in, and then eventually people go, hey, I might try that product. I've never bought one before. If you think, smartphones from mid-2000s or so, people didn't carry phones, and then progressively more and more people got phones, for example. So what's happening is the consumer walks in inexperienced. They have no brand loyalty. They have not bought the product before. They have a low level of awareness. So what that means is they will consider a broader choice of brands. It's typically going to be a medium to higher involvement purchase. They will gather more information and go, okay, I will try that. I'll try that brand. I'll buy that brand. There's no loyalty sitting there. Okay, so as a result, we can have a lot of variability in market shares depending upon the performance and the marketing activities of each brand. So a star can be overtaken by a question mark who expands geographically, expands their product line, does special deals with retailers, discounts. They will throw a lot of things at it to become a star. So it's possible. Down here in the maturity phase, people have established purchase habits. They've been buying the same brands or the same brand sets ongoing. They have preferred brands. They have brands they like. They have brands they don't like, etc. They're experienced customers now. We have most people who are going to buy the product have bought the product, so the inflow of new customers without experience that we had in growth has diminished. Most customers are aware of the brand's positioning, and that even if they, switch a little bit, they stay within limited brand sets. Companies have expanded their product lines. They've got variations of the product, so there's less excitement and less opportunity, less product gaps, etc. Typically, they match products. So brand A brings out a variation that is later matched by several others. So there's no product advantage, and there's only short-term technology advantages. So you bring out some new feature on a smartphone, and then that's copied. So there's no real way of gaining a lot of market share. Okay, so hopefully that makes the connection between the BCG Matrix and the product lifecycle clear. Hopefully that was a worthwhile video for you. Please check out my other videos and please subscribe to my channel.